How are you doing today, Charlie?
I am doing really good today because today is New Product Day.
Yay! And what a new product we have for you.
Yeah.
So for those of you who follow along with Data for All, if you're not, I definitely think you should subscribe and sign up. We have some new content coming your way, and this is what this is. It's AI for All. And I'm Shauna Sprague, and my company is FemLogic AI. And we're going to go through step by step on A to Z, start to finish, everything from signing up to actually utilizing AI in your life. So you can automate your life and get some time back to spend that time on things that bring you joy.
Heck yeah. And so other Charlie and I were talking in a Data for All kind of capacity several months ago. And we were talking about exactly what you were just mentioning. It's just like AI is taking over. It's going to take over a lot of the conversation. It's like, who do we know that knows, or, that's got their head in the game, so to speak? And we both said, Shauna seems to be like out there getting stuff done. And then we reached out, and it turns out that we're walking the same path. So this seems like a very natural extension to what we're already doing. And I can't wait to see the kind of stuff that you're going to bring to the table, because just so you guys know, this is a multi-tiered approach. What we're going to have here is the high level, if you need a quick and easy approach to AI, that's what we're going to provide in these AI for All podcasts. But why don't you talk about FemLogic for a second?
Yeah, absolutely. FemLogic AI is a AI automation agency. And what we do is we show companies basically we evaluate and we say, here are all the places you could implement AI, what that would cost you. And, then you decide from there what it means to you. But what I'm going to do right now is in these videos is we are going to show you details on exactly how, if you in your personal life or if you have a small business, I'm going to show you what I do, like how I go through that evaluation. I'm going to show you, everything from plugins to AI products that have integrated AI. Mm-hmm. We're going to have videos on how to sign up, how to use all that stuff, and, ways that, everything from teachers, parents, businesses, all of that stuff. So we've just got an educational channel going here where we're going to show you all the tips and tricks. And
yeah, so a lot to keep up with. We're going to try and keep it straightforward and simple.
I mean, there's 100 some new things coming with AI every single day. It's probably more than that now. So we're doing our best to keep up with those. And I'm just a junkie for all kinds of automation. I love it.
Yeah, it is amazing to think about how many people are being creative right now in ways that weren't possible a couple of years ago. So having said that, that was an unintentional good segue. Show us a couple of things today that are going to change the way we think about how we do stuff. Awesome.
So the first one I want to show you guys. All right, so now we're sharing the screen. And so we will start with Mixo.io. Yep. So this is actually a tool that you can use. And so, of course, like everything, it has a monthly fee, but you can try it out for free. Mm-hmm. So let's just try this out for free and show you exactly what it does.
Yeah, I'm curious.
If you're like me, I will be in the shower. Sometimes it wakes me up in the middle of the night. I have an idea of a business and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the next big thing. I really want to try this. But before I put in a whole bunch of money and convince my family and friends to jump on board, I want to make sure the market actually wants my product. Because sometimes I have these great ideas, but maybe I'm the only one who want it. So let's get started and see what we can do with Mixo.io. So let's say I had an idea here. And I'm going to say...
which you are want to do.
What I want to do. So I'm going to just put in a couple of sentences here. I'm going to say, my idea is a dog walking service. And I'm going to say it's a dog walking service for elderly dogs. And then I'm going to say in the Nashville area. As you can see, it's all trying to make complete sentences. I would say, I guess it would help if I put Nashville in there. In the Nashville area. And then I'm going to say, and do we have a name? We'll say, and then the name of our company is Puppy Love.
Puppy Love? Can we go with Bark of the Walk?
Oh, I like that. Bark of the Walk. All right.
Oh, you missed the K. Also, anybody who ever watches this, got to watch you just talk 2 sentences. Some people are judging you right now. Oh,
you should definitely judge me. I'm the reason spell check exists. I have no spelling skills. I also didn't capitalize the N in Nashville. There's a lot of, I have challenges.
I type like that, but faster.
So now I hit the word generate. And so now I'm just going to see what it comes up with for me in this, my dog walking for elderly dogs pet service. And so as someone with elderly dogs, I know that they have special challenges as they get older. So
yeah, I have some across the street neighbors that only adopt like elderly dogs. And I find that to be it would be hard for me to stomach, but I appreciate them for that.
yes, it is. They're challenging, but they're lots of luck here. So this is what it built me. I built me a website in like seconds. I mean,
Hang on. When you say it built you a website, like that's what I'm looking at right now is like a column over here on the left and then something on the right. Are you saying that that's a website on the right?
yes, this part on the right here, this is a website that it built me for the company that I just built with a couple of sentences. So I put a few sentences in here. It says caring for your elderly dog, gives your elderly dog the love and attention they deserve with specialized dog walking service in Nashville. It has also created an email subscription list where I can have people right now send an email and sign up. It's giving me some example testimonials. Of course, I would definitely not put anything that isn't real on here, but it gives you an idea of what it could look like. It's pulled some copyright-free images for me here and placed those in there.
And if you wanted, you could, if you had images.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, you could
So
totally.
how do you go from this step to like me being able to go to this website on my computer then?
All right, so you want to go to this computer. On your computer, you want to save and customize. So I really like what they've done here because I think they've done an amazing job. I mean, in a matter of seconds, I have created my business.
Yeah, I mean, that's hours of work in just the snap of a finger.
And I can click refresh image selections. Like if I don't like the images they picked, but I actually kind of like the images they got here.
I mean, they tell a story.
They tell a really great story. So you know what? Look, all these sweet little puppies and more testimonials, and you go down here. So I want to save and customize this. So then it's going to ask me to register. And so I am going to go ahead and create an account here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come in here, and then it's probably emailing my account over there. And so what we've got here, once we've got that, I can actually send people to this website here. So I can copy this website.
That link
right there. Watch. All right, so Mixo is coming up. It's loading. It's saying where are your sites. And so it pulls people up to here. And so it does give them this site. So you can do that. I can log in. I can get people in here and to this site. Now, it also, if I want to upgrade, I can actually have them host the website for me and we can get the domain and all that. But that's in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
They gave me a website here. Now, it does have you can look on here and the pricing is probably different from the time we post this video as prices do. But you have the ability to add more pages. You can, edit the copy. You can do whatever you want with it from here. But in general, this is a really great start, Mixo.io.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty brilliant of them because, I think the cost at the time of this video is about $300 a year to get this, out there with your own, domain.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty inexpensive start to a business, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So,
I hadn't gone through this the old-fashioned way before. Like I can tell you that this makes getting your ideas off the ground almost trivial.
Yeah, I mean, I use Squarespace for my personal websites a lot, and Squarespace is great. It's got lots of templates, but it's not building it like this in a matter of seconds. It took me a few hours to, and I have the HTML skills, and so I think, so cool. Once upon a time, I was, we had Notepad in my day. There were no fancy tools, so you literally typed it out in Notepad. But
I remember those days. I just never got good at it.
Yeah, no, I built a lot. I paid my way through college, basically with building websites.
Oh, that's awesome.
One after another. So lots and lots of websites. But, so this is a great tool that you can use for stuff like that. Like if you, like I said, if you don't, let's say you go through this and there's not a whole lot of interest, maybe only like 10 people sign up for your service and you're like, that's not really enough. That's still 10 people. That's a valuable a list of people, and that's data that's valuable, right? So, right?
It actually has value to...
if you're a pet care food supplier, you might want to market your elderly pet food to this list.
Absolutely.
So those types of lists, and that also creates value for you in that, section there. So I feel like this is a really cool tool and a really neat way. Again, there are lots of ways you could do it, but this is what I mean by when we say AI is not going to take your job, but someone using AI will.
Yeah.
So if I went out to Squarespace or even hard coded this, like wrote out the HTML, it would take me several hours to do all that stuff. But I can do this in seconds. And so, I can build a company really quickly. And I think a lot of what the barriers for entry for people starting their own business is, hey, I don't have the skills to build my own website. That's going to cost me money. This is going to cost me money. So as we come online with more and more tools where people can do it themselves, I think we're going to see a lot of innovation come online, and I'm really excited about it.
Heck yeah. I mean, that's going to be the theme for the next few years is like, what's this new thing that's going to make the old stuff that we were doing like antiquated officially? And it's going to be coming faster than it's than it ever has before.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the amount of change that we've already experienced over the past few months and are about to continue to experience is incredible.
Yeah.
So what else are we looking at today?
All right. The other thing I wanted to show you is I am sure that you've heard about this and, or you've been living under a rock. So,
I know where you're going with this, but it surprises me how many people are intentionally living under a rock.
Well, and I think people have heard the word ChatGPT, generative AI. And so, like I break down in one of my videos on the details of what AI is. I mean, technically AI is any human mimicked behavior from a machine. So technically all your Alexas and your Siris and all that stuff, those are all going to be AI that you've been using for a while and you're comfortable with that. So the difference now is that now we have generative AI, which is generating something from text. So we haven't trained this with pictures and said, yes, this is a dog, this is a cat. And then we give it 2 pictures and say, is it a dog or a cat? We've actually just given it text and it's then going to build something for us. Yeah. So
like you just explained the difference between machine learning and generative AI in a succinct way. So.
Yes. And so, in the past, AI, clearly this has been building for a long time. We had to train everything and label everything into this is what this is and categorize it. Yep. But what generative AI is doing is it's just kind of going with probabilities. Like, let me write something and see what it can do. So let me show you and we'll use ChatGPT right here. We'll use the 3.5 version, which is the free. And all I did was go to chat.openai.com. And I typed that in. You could sign up for a free account. You can use your Gmail. And so I'm going to say write. It helps with you. You actually don't have to spell it right, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
My keys. Okay, write me. And I'm going to send an email to my team about Labor Day. I'm going to say encourage them to, and I'm going to spell some things wrong intentionally. Yeah, right. Encourage them to spend time with family and friends. And I want let's see, how about we just make this one a funny tone? So, right? I'm going to say go. So in theory, if I had to write this out and I had to come up with like an email, I'm probably looking at 30, 45 minutes, doing stuff like this, with an email. That was a few seconds. So let's see what it came up with. Now, with anything in generative AI, I always review and never copy and paste. But hey, team, hope you enjoy. This email finds you in high spirits and your barbecue tongs are ready. As we gear up for the upcoming Labor Day weekend, I want to take a moment to remind you that it's not just a celebration of the end of summer, but also honoring the hard work we put in all year long. And the better way to honor ourselves than find it at the grill and basking in the glory of perfectly charred hot dogs. So it is a little funny there, but maybe I look at this and I say, and one of the that's pretty good, but it might be a little too light. We have some military servicemen and I want to make sure to honor them. And so I want to go in here. And so the value of generative AI, which we haven't had, is this is a buildable product. So we're building on the layers. I'm sure you've done a Google search at some point and you've wanted to say, can I search within my search? And say, I want this, but not that.
I got to follow up.
I got to follow up. So we are following up. Okay. And I'm going to say, rewrite. I'm going to say rewrite the email with a more professional tone.
Yeah. So while it's doing that, I wanted to reiterate what you were talking about as far as check it out. Like, don't just copy and paste it.
Absolutely.
Because there are pitfalls to using generative AI. One is bias, and the other is hallucinations, which I actually love the term hallucination because it thinks it's right, but it's absolutely not. It's confidently incorrect.
Well, and one big important thing to remember about the ChatGPT product specifically is that the free version does not connect to the internet. So if you ask it who won the Super Bowl in 2023, it does not know the answer to that.
Yeah, it cut off in September of 2021.
That is correct. So when you ask it things like that, now there are other tools like Bard that does connect to the internet, and so it could pull that data for you. But you always want to verify that data because when it is going out to the internet, well, as we all know, not everything on the internet is true. No, I know. Thanks. I'm bursting the bubble today. So it's pulling information from the internet. So there's lots of tools out there to do that. And I'll get into those on my channel and stuff if you want to watch. But as you can see from our email here, back to that, it says, I trust this message finds you in good health and spirits. As we approach Labor Day, I'd like to take a moment to highlight the significance of this occasion. And so I feel like this is a more professional tone. Maybe I like this better. So then I can copy and paste. And what I would do is paste it into my email, and then I would start tweaking it. I would say, I like this. Maybe that's too long. Take out a few paragraphs. And we have some military servicemen in our group. So I'm going to call them out specifically and thank them for their service. So, this saves me a ton of time. And so like we talked about before, time is money. So if I'm able to do an email like this that would once have taken me 45 minutes in a matter of maybe 10 at the most with edits, that's saving me quite a bit of time. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question though.
Yep.
What if I told you that I thought that this was taking the soul out of the of your intent? Like, you're conveying a message, but you didn't write this.
You're right. I didn't write this. We could say that. You can say this is taking the soul out of it because ChatGPT can write a song for you or a poem for you. And I would say that my intent is still the same. It's really no different than doing research for on the internet. Like when people ask me to write them recommendation letters, a lot of times I'll reach out, go to the internet and see what other people have written because I want to make sure I have articulated it correctly and added in, that personal touch into it. But I do just as much effort here. This is just the nuances of the email and the structure, putting that. So if you feel like it is pulling that, personality out of it, you could always go in here and say, just build me the framework.
So what if we tried to put an analogy to that?
Okay.
Do you think it's similar to, like, if I had a nail I was trying to drive into a piece of wood, like writing it out by hand is more like maybe, hammered in by hand. Or maybe you could pick up a rock or something like that, and you'll do it, but it's not as efficient as using a hammer. And so if you think about ChatGPT or generative AI as a tool, which is what it is, it doesn't.
That is correct.
That's a tool. It's like Kaku called it a global toaster. It's wrong because it's not thinking for itself. It's just creating things from things that it knows based off of prompts. And so, where's I going with that?
Well, you about if you're for an analogy.
Yeah. And so is that adequate? That it's just a better tool.
It's just a better tool. I lent it to the calculator. So, we all learned hand math, somewhere along, and then we merged over to the calculator because it's significantly more efficient and arguably more accurate. It's a machine doing it. It's just repeating tasks. So this is the similar situation here. In the same tone as we have people say, it off, bring it into your company. I think that's the right move. I think that, you can take a calculator and you can't take generative AI. It's coming, like it or not. You're better building those guardrails. And we'll get into how to do that. And letting people use it. You want people being efficient. You want them to free up time on things like this. GPT can write for you. Create images for you. It can do a lot of things and speed. What may have taken 8 hours, it could probably get down to an hour. Imagine what you could do at that time. I think, the world's, if your budget's like mine, a little bit of a haircut, as the years go on, we need to be able to figure out how to do more with this, and that's how we do it with ChatGPT and product.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that now as product being put out, it's a danger. Because businesses start to, then everybody in business is going to.
Yes, and so the last week in, in August, the new enterprise ChatGPT was rolled out. Pricing, call for pricing if you want to know. Of course, he's got
it's it depends on your worth.
It really depends on how much usage. If you have an API where you have your own API, those are usage as well. So if you use, just use it a little bit, it may only cost you things. If you're using it every day and you have a lot of people using it, it's probably going to cost more, but you're also getting efficiency too. So there's people, AI is going to save a ton of money. Yeah, save is a ton of money, but it is taking that money different, so to speak.
Well, more right now, you have a choice between vendors if you want to buy like that.
Yeah.
They make you pay per compute hour.
Oh, yeah.
And so you manage your own. I'm curious to how you're going to do that because you can build a machine on premise that can run it really well. Would that not be cheaper than trying to run through the cloud because you're going to keep on cumulative charges? Because that's a monthly recurring revenue type thing as opposed to just on site.
I mean, build it on site, you're going to have cost associated with that, and you're have to connect. So then to build it on site, so the Lambda, I'm assuming that the Hooks product, free and on-prem does several things. One, it puts it behind your wall, but then you have to make it and update it and all that stuff. Using the cloud data there, so you're still paying that. So there are some cost adjustments. But I think the big thing with Lambda that you can move on-prem is it is a capital product that it's on-prem. You can capitalize it. Yeah. So versus OpEx businesses, I use a lot. So that may be more pricing because you can, if you're in procurement, you can justify capital expense versus OpEx expense be pretty high on an ongoing basis. Those of you that aren't familiar, capitalizing things, you can also get a benefit. So you can amortize over time versus expense. I think of it your utilities. Just that money's gone. Like it's gone. Like you were just service, but it's gone.
But from a financial, you have to put dollars in one quarter, and you can spread it over 3 years.
Whereas my house has an actual appreciation. Like it's an asset, but your utilities are not an asset; they're just something you consumed into.
Yeah, good call. So, anyways, I don't know if we keep this fancy business talk in or not, but that's the kind of stuff that everybody needs to figure out. Though it's like whether you're in business or on your personal life. Like we've got to figure out how to work with AI because I 100% agree with you. It's not going anywhere, and the people who do pick it up are going to start. Like we're going to know who's using AI and who's not.
Yeah, the next 2 years will be a complete turning point. It's also an excellent opportunity if you are looking to make a career change, or I'm always a big promoter of women in business. If you are a female and you are looking to stand out, learn this stuff now because you will be the person that stands out, and being the go-to person for AI is extremely valuable. You can be a hero really fast, and I'm all about career advancement.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Charlie. This has been great.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to doing this on a regular basis.
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
Till next time.
Thanks, everybody, for joining.